Welcome, folks. As I promised, if the weather got nicer, I'd bring you outside. And, well, here we are. Looks like all that geoengineering, all that supposed climate change seems to be giving us some nice weather. You know, if this is what's going to happen every time they modify the weather and they bring it down to, you know, below zero or like -10 degrees, I'll take that. Anytime I'll take that. I'll take -10 degrees if I can get a week's worth of 60-degree, 50-degree temperatures in the middle of winter. So yeah, this is just wanted to kind of show you guys what I'm working with here. It's not much. It's only about 3.5 acres of land, but it is out here in the mountains. I don't understand why you would want to live in the city, but I've lived in a city, lived in a couple cities, so I get the convenience factor, and I get a lot of reasons why people do it, but I myself think I have outgrown the city life, and I think I've chosen this path now where there kind of is no going back for me. I mean, I have a lot of room and don't have to worry about people breathing down your neck. So, and also I apologize if, I'm a little wobbly with this thing. I have never used a selfie stick before in my life. So this is all new for me, using a selfie stick and, doing all that. But 61 degrees, man. This is nice. I enjoy it. Well, let me cut out and I'll catch you on the other side. I'm going to pull up a little bit further into the property, and then I will catch you on the other side. All right. So we're a little further back now. I don't have any kind of huge news, or I don't have any kind of like news stories or anything really I wanted to get into. Kind of just wanted to hop on here while it was nice out, take a walk around, and just appreciate the good weather. But there was an interesting thing I came across in the news. Of course, I think a lot of people saw that Andrew Tate thing. I'm not going to speak much on it just because I don't really know much about Andrew Tate. I never followed him before he ever got banned. I only knew about him because he got banned. All I can say is that he's probably bought and paid for like the rest of the guys that are, in this circle of, against the grain type of people that are paid big money and do big things in the world. So I think that that's just maybe either some kind of thing to distract people. Maybe he is a human trafficker. Maybe he is a rapist. Who's to really know? He seems kind of like a shady guy, to be honest with you. Pretty crazy story, seeing that he got arrested, because they'll just arrest everybody. My dogs aren't too happy that I'm up here without them. So if you hear screaming or whining, it's because they're upset that they're not with me. But yeah, well, I did come across another story. It was about the bug eating, the eat the bugs situation with our great friend Klaus. And this eat the bugs thing, it's getting to a serious point that they're just kind of just putting it out in mainstream with everything, and they're wanting people to go along with it. They're wanting people to think that it's the proper move, or it's the cool thing to do. I mean, I'm certainly not going to eat bugs. I don't care how you dress it up. Maybe if I was, in the midst of starvation and then maybe I would eat bugs. But if I have a choice, I'm not eating bugs. So, but it's funny, they have this article and they are talking about how they want people to eat bugs, and how it's becoming a cool thing to do. Eat these bugs. It's so cool. It's trendy. You know, you can find them in Vietnamese markets, dipped and fried and prepared with peppers and all types of other vegetables. To me, it's just disgusting. Uh, some to me just don't really sit right with me. So I'll put those kind of articles up as I'm talking about it right now. But the bug eating is something that is actually going to be like our only option here if we don't learn how to grow food or do things on our own, you know, raise animals, livestock, anything like that. And I'm not much of a gardener at the moment. I do plan on actually diving more in once the weather gets better, and hopefully, you know, on this channel, you know, we can learn together and I can kind of show tips and tricks about what I'm learning as far as gardening, and then we can learn how to garden together, because gardening is going to be very important, a very important thing to learn skill wise whenever the lights go out or whatever happens when they push us out of these rural areas and try and scoop us all into the big cities, which is something that they're going to try and do. It's definitely not it's not just some kind of, you know, like, it's not some kind of fictional or made up or crazy grandiose, like, randomly thought up plan. This is something that they plan on doing. They don't want people in rural areas, because if you're in rural areas, if you have space, if you have the ability to take care of yourself, then you're going to survive. They don't want us to survive. It's not the point of the whole new world order or the agenda 2030 or 2050 or whatever agenda they have now, because they have a bunch of 50 million agendas. The big part of me living out here in the first place was to try and become more self-sufficient. And, you know, I've slacked off a little bit and I haven't done as much as I should be doing to prepare myself for what is coming. But I will tell you that I have bought several books. And I know books are only a little bit of part of the learning process. Actually doing is probably my best trait. Hands-on work is my best trait, not just reading books. So I know that that's only part of it, is reading about it. But I plan on learning how to do this so that this spring, whenever the weather is actually nicer, I can start growing. I mean, I have grown a couple things and kept things alive. A couple seasons, like for a couple of seasons, I took care of like cherry tomato plants and got it to the point where it produced a lot of fruit. And I got apple trees back here and all this other stuff. You know, there are things that I've done that I have learned how to somewhat take care of these gardening things, but I don't know how to do a bunch of it. So I plan on learning more. And I'm doing this now with the whole walk and talk selfie stick out in the property, because I plan on doing videos outside a lot more whenever it actually is nice, when the weather is permitting. I'll come out here and do these videos, so that way, you know, it's better. I can walk around, get a little bit of exercise, and, you know, it's not trapped in the middle of my basement and talking to you guys. So, yeah, basement's not all too bad, but I definitely like outside better. Yeah, I just didn't really have much coming on here. So the bugs thing I thought was pretty important, because they seem to be pushing that pretty mainstream now and putting it in kids' lunches and trying to come to lunchrooms and schools and tell kids that they need to be trying to eat these bugs, and it's a cool thing to do. So they're trying to sway people, and whole veganism thing is just a segue to get people that eat meat to, be shamed and hated. Next thing you know, you'll be an anti-vegetationist or some crazy name. They'll come up with some, or you'll be a meat-eating bigot, or I don't know. They'll come up with some crazy name for it. So just know that it's coming down the pipe. I mean, as much or a lot of things are really coming down the pipe that, we're held off for a little bit, but now they're not being held off anymore. It seems like they're really starting to push these things forward, putting them in the news and putting them right in front of our face. That's all I really wanted to say. All I really wanted to hop on here and do was give a brief little report. Just talk to you guys for a minute, that's all. All right, well, as always, please continue to look after each other. Pray for each other. This world is getting crazy. And, don't be afraid to love one another. It's unpopular nowadays, it seems, to love somebody or to care about somebody, but we need to love and care more than ever nowadays. So don't be afraid to love and care about each other. It's not uncool. It's important. So don't let anybody tell you different. Fighting against demons, we're fighting against unclean spirits, we're fighting against entities that are not necessarily from this world and that come not from God. These spirits, they may come from some other source. So just be aware. There's always enemies lying in the midst of everything. Not to say that, people you love and care about are your, secret enemy or anything like that. Though there could be people amongst you that have been put in to do wrong, but that's for you to figure out. And that's for you to figure out how you're going to deal with that. But, we do everything with love. We do everything for God. We do everything peacefully. We do everything to represent God and be a God spirit and be a God light for these people. These people that may be taken over by these ungodly spirits. So just hang in there. Hang in there. I know things are not looking so good, but our time will come. So, love you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. I wish everybody a happy and blessed new year. 2023 is going to be, I'm sure, more exciting than 2022 has been. And by exciting, I mean terrifying. But terrifying can be exciting, can it? So, wish everybody a happy and safe new year. All right. With that, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching if you stayed and watched. And as always, go in peace.